Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody's preparing for a week of high heat and humidity. I'm going to call the July 20th City Council meeting for the City of Cannon Falls to order. Could we have roll call, please?
Ringgold.
Here.
Duncan.
Here.
Gesme.
Here.
Cronenberger.
Here.
Lundell.
Here.
Montgomery.
Here.
Toff.
Here. To rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, you've had time to look at the agenda. Any corrections or additions or a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Lundell, second by Duncan. Approve the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we'll get right to the consent agenda. Consent agenda items may be adopted under one motion or presented as presented, or may be removed for discussion and resolution as council business. For you at home and in the audience, I'll go through the consent agenda. Item A, just and correct claims for the accounting period ending July 14th, 2021. Item B, the minute meetings for the July 6th, 2021 City Council meeting. Item C, approve a pay request number 1 for the 2021 street improvements. Item D, Resolution 2561, approving a conditional use permit for R&R Investments of Cannon Falls at 101 4th Street North. Item E, Resolution 2562, approving a conditional use permit for David Olson at 1233 4th Street South. And item F, approve a deputy register appointment, Lois Berg. Is there anything the council would like to pull down? Okay, item E, we'll put that under council business as B. And that's the for David Olson. Anything else? Okay, I take a motion to approve the consent agenda minus item E.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Bringold, second by Montgomery to approve the consent agenda minus item E, which is the approval of a conditional use permit for David Olson. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, council business. Item A is a Semcra property Sandstone Ridge development. Neil, you want to take that?
Sure. As you all know, the Sandstone Ridge development has a long history dating back 20-some years. It went into foreclosure a few years after it was starting to be developed, and we all know the soils up there and the streets are in tough condition. As you've seen in my my memo, Semcra, Southeast Multi-County HRA, got that portion of Sandstone Ridge development from the county to develop it, and they did a study on it, and when the study come back, it sounded welcoming but too expensive. I got a call, I suppose 3-4 months ago now, from the director of Semcra, stating that they would like to work with the city to give it back to them. First, they wanted to do it for a public purpose, and I stated that it might be wise not to have any contingencies on it, just in case we could figure out some way to develop. And so in their next meeting, they dropped the the public purpose contingency and voted to donate the property back to the city. So what's in front of you today is, what I'm looking for is a motion to begin the paperwork to get the city, get that land back in the city's name and begin to look at what we can do with it. Can we develop it? Do we make it into a public purpose, parks, combination of? So that's where we're at today. They have approved giving the land back to the city if you care to take it. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions, discussion?
I think it's pretty straightforward. We gotta take it back
I think we do too. We got to take it back.
forward and hoping to get in a developer in there. So I'll make that a motion.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Gesme, a second by Montgomery, to prepare the paperwork to secure this Semker property for $1 and bring it back for approval. Does that sound right? Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, item B is Resolution 2562 approving a conditional use permit for David Olson at 12334 4th Street South. Matt, you pulled that down.
I'll start off by saying I'm in favor of having that vet clinic put there, but I have some questions. Is Artisan Plaza, did we give that a TIF?
Yes.
Does the vet clinic taking the spot of a market and 2 restaurants change the definition of our TIF agreement?
That's a good question. It's a pay-as-you-go tax increment financing district, which means if David Olson pays his taxes, he will get them back. Now, we'll have to dig deeper into the TIF plan and see if there was stipulation that it would remain 2 restaurants and I don't know what the front end, a convenience
market,
type
yeah.
market. If that is in there, then yes, and if it's not in there, and it's not stipulated in the plan, he can do whatever he wants with it. As long as he pays his taxes, he gets that portion back, because it's a pay-as-you-go.
Okay. And is this attached in any way to the future of the rest of the building?
I've got the plans here. It's my understanding that they're going to block that off. In fact, you have to block that off to separate, an animal hospital with a restaurant. So the Department of Health for the restaurant side, I'm sure would require whatever it needs to open up another restaurant.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm in favor of that building being used in whatever way that we can. That is positive in nature, but, that restaurant was amazing and the market was great and Ole's was a great place to grab a burger and sit on the patio, and I hate to see that sit vacant and be replaced by, just the vet clinic on the one side. So I'm in favor of it, but I just wanted to ask that question of if it affects the tax structure.
Laura can look it up and read through the development plan and get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody,
Require that they reopen Big Ole's.
I wish that was our choice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, good place.
does anybody know what David Olson's plans are?
I don't know. I'll make a motion to approve, but I just wanted to ask that question, if we have to dig deeper into the TIF of that. So a motion to approve from.
Second.
Okay.
A motion by Montgomery, a second by Gesme to approve the conditional use permit for David Olson. Is there any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, let's get into reports. Kyle, Chamber.
Good evening, council and community, and I hope you're enjoying the nice weather that we're having. I'm one for nice warm days, so. We do have our next open air fair coming up on Thursday, August 12th. We have adjusted the times, so it is going to be from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. This giving families a little more time to get back from work and come on down for, there's going to be barbecue, there's going to be sandwiches, there's going to be pizza, so all sorts of things to be able to have for dinner. And so 3 to 7 p.m. And also, I should remind everyone, there will be free hot dogs. And so that'll be coming out of the chamber office. They are coming from Lawrence Meats, though. So we're just the facility that they're at. Okay? And so that's a big event. We are up to 33 vendors with about 5 pending. I just haven't received their paperwork. So I'm looking really forward to having a good number of vendors this time. One big thing that I did here after the July open air fair was from the businesses along 4th Street. They were so pleased in the volume of people coming in their stores during this event. Some of them had record sales that afternoon. And so that's what the chamber's all about, getting promotions, getting businesses rolling. And so, you know, this open air fair thing just might catch on. So we'll see what happens. Okay? July 30th is the 35th annual Cannon Falls Area Country Cruise. Setup is 5 p.m. at Artisan Plaza. And so they do have the route. So if you'd like to know what that route is, please contact me at the chamber. And we do have in the community a couple school supply drives going on. The United Way is doing a Stuff the School Bus supply, and you can drop off any school supplies for children at Community Resource Bank or Merchants Bank. And that, it doesn't have a date as to when to get that all turned in. The last one is for, it's called July is Operation Christmas, Child School Supply Collection Month. So it is the month of July, and the kids will be boxing up the first week of November. Their goal is to get 100 boxes of school supplies. And so that is Riverwood Community Church. And so if you would like to donate your school supplies out there, that would be wonderful. We can help all of the students be ready for school. And let's just see if I marked anything else. Actually, that's everything. Wow. I hope everyone is enjoying the flower baskets. They are looking wonderful, thanks to Dan and his crew. I mean, they are so big this year that it's fun to watch. And so, thank you for that. And does anybody have any questions? Cool. That's wonderful. Thank you much.
Thanks, Kyle. Finance Committee. Bill?
It was held on July 8th. We did talk a little bit on the potential apartment complex at the Cannonball site. We discussed tonight at council the SEMCRA update, so you're all up on that. And we did also tonight appoint a new deputy registrar, so that's a little ongoing discussion with the motor vehicle department. And we discussed the 2022 budget, and it looks like all departments met or exceeded the 2%, or got under at 2% or under. So that's it for that.
Okay. Library Board.
I wasn't there this month, I have to admit. So I don't know. I don't see Nicole.
Nicole's not up there.
Must not have been much.
Okay, Planning Commission.
We had 3 items on there. 2 of them were on the agenda tonight that we approved. The third one was a variance and a lot split for a Habitat for Humanity home. That's still in the works, may be coming forward at a future meeting. We'll see how that goes. So that's it for that.
Okay. Let's go around to the department heads here. Danny, what you got?
Couple of things. Tomorrow they'll be striping the new Mill Street West tar. So we'll have the parking closed starting about 8 o'clock. They thought it'd be about a 2-hour project, and then paint dries pretty quick, so we'll pull the signs when it's dry. So it won't be an all-day affair. So the 3rd Street water main project, the directional drilling under the bridge should start July 28th, wrap up around August 6th. So that's coming up. Tomorrow, they're going to be doing cleaning inspection and video of the North Water Reservoir. And they should have that wrapped up by the end of the day. So that's what's coming up.
Very good. EDA, Laura?
We did receive an award letter from the DNR for the Regional Trails Grant that we had applied for earlier in March. We were awarded $126,653, and that will help to connect the Millstown State Trail with Hannah's Bend. There's a stretch that's gravel, so I'll have my work cut out for me to get all that paperwork completed, but the project will most likely be next year that it would actually take place. Excuse me. I did submit a Smith Small Towns Grant for Cannon Falls for, hopefully we can do for a video series or a video of the farm to fork journey that all of our local foods take. So whether it's the turkeys that are raised, they're processed at Lawrence Meats, and then they're sold at a retailer's in Cannon Falls or whatever it may be. So if we win, then we'll do something like that, which will then shine a spotlight and be a good promotional video for our local food businesses. Next Thursday, I do have a video crew coming to town to reshoot our Grow Cannon Falls Come Grow With Us video that we had done in 2017. We used it as a promotional video to market. We had our realtors use it. And also our businesses were able to utilize it. I know the chamber put it on their website, and it really did shine a spotlight on what makes Cannon Falls so great, not just to live here, but to start a business here, to go to school here. So we've had some changes. We've had businesses, we've had Grand Stay added, we've had Tillian added since then. Ownership of the winery has changed. There's been some other developments. So we'll really use that as, again, some marketing promotional tour to shine a light on Cannon Falls. So that will be happening next week. And then and those dollars for that project were earmarked from the Blandon from last fall. We wanted to make everything green and pretty around here before we shot the video. We thought that we didn't want it to be all gray and white, so we waited for it to get all pretty around here. And then the last thing is that I'm just still getting all the information put together for the Keller Bartman 79-unit apartment market rate. There has been some discussion on that. There's some confusion. It is not a subsidized housing unit. It is a market rate apartment complex. So the 79 units, and that will come to our planning commission on August 9th with just a concept plan. So that's it.
August 5th.
August 5th is planning
Oh,
commission.
planning? Oh, wait a
Planning
minute.
commission. August 9th.
That is the 9th Monday,
Yeah,
sorry.
August 9th.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Chief? Neil?
Yeah, we had a meeting today, actually, with Dan and Bill Angerman and John, discussing some of the projects that we've been doing. Dan did touch on a few of them. The deck is going to be poured on the 3rd Street Bridge in the next week or two, so that's moving along. The water main is going to be bored when? A couple weeks?
July 28th.
July 28th, so that's moving along. We also talked about the water tower project that's going to be worked on next year, and the ring that is on the top of it, allowing for more broadband. We're in talks with Goodhue County on that, and HBC would like to get up there to help people out in the outside of city limits, school district and township folks. We also talked about Bluff Drive and bringing a project forward with that to get that finished up. Since we're talking about SEMCRA and that other portion, I think it's time to move forward and see what we're going to do to finish the project and get it finalized. What else did we talk about? But we had a good hour and a half meeting talking about all the projects that's either coming or going to get done this year. It's kind of refreshing to know that things are moving forward. We did talk about Colville. Is that what's next steps? We're cleaning the reservoir. That was one of the steps. Now when that's all done, we're going to more than likely tap one of the water services and take a look and see what kind of pipe that is. You know, that pipe is extremely old. It's 4-inch. I know back in the day they ran a sewer line through there, but they didn't do the water main. I don't know why, but that should have probably been taken care of. So we'll find out what kind of shape it really is in. We'll dig down, we'll put a collar on one of the services and take a look at it. So that's ongoing. I was hoping I was just making sure that you guys knew that we're not dropping it and that we're still moving forward piece by piece as we discussed back last summer or last spring. So that's it.
As with, the other thing was Grove Street.
Oh.
We haven't forgot about that. We're still working on that.
Still working on that. That is probably going to be one of the tougher projects we got in town, to figure out how we're going to get that water down the hill. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, council. Steve.
I don't have anything.
Yeah. Bill.
Nope.
Derek.
What is our junk vehicle policy, or do we have one? Or
When we get a complaint, then we'll go out and address the problem that was complained about. That's the direction council's provided to us. We don't do a proactive.
are we people allowed to park them just in their yard or anywhere, or?
It's going to depend on the situation, whether the vehicle is currently registered or not, or is operational.
Okay.
We assess each one as it comes in.
Okay, that's all.
Mary Jill.
Yes, I do have something to say. Hope it won't take too long. You know, the 7 of us sitting up here are public officials, and I guess we can get yelled at all we want. But I have a problem when people come into meetings and go after our staff. You know, in particular, at the Planning Commission meeting last week, both Neil and Sarah, our city attorney, who, by the way, is a Cannon Falls native, were maligned. I mean, I can't put it any other way. I have a sister who used to be, anyway, a practicing attorney, and I had her listen to one of the citizen inputs from last week. And I said, what do you think? And I said, do you think? She said, he shouldn't have said that. That shouldn't have been said. She's got to prove it. And I know that the words that were used were not, he is lying. It was, he is being less than truthful. But the whole world thinks being less than truthful means lying. So, if you're going to accuse someone of that, you better have proof. You just better have proof or it didn't happen. I helped hire Neil. I helped hire Sarah. They're both great people. As far as I'm concerned, Neil has forgotten more today than you, Mr. O'Gorman, will ever know about running a city. And maybe you think you can just intimidate people and scare people. And I'm doing this at a risk. because I know what might happen. Because bullies don't care. They just come back and attack you, and people who are trying to be nice like me don't fight back. That's fine. But I'm getting very tired of public attacks on staff. And as far as I'm concerned, it's just got to stop somehow. Just, you can't just come in here and say 50 million things and say he doesn't live here. The city administrator doesn't live here. First of all, it's not required. Second of all, it's not required. And third of all, it's not required. We do not have to live in the city. Jeff doesn't live in the city. Dan doesn't live in the city. It's not required. And we've just got to get back to business. We are trying to make a difference up here. We're trying to make good decisions. We're trying to make things better for Cannon Falls. The only thing you do is make chaos. And I'm tired of it. That's all I have.
Okay, Laura?
I'm good.
Okay. Before we get into public input, just one note. The only meeting we've got before the next council meeting, which is on August 3rd, is the Joint Powers Trail Board meets on the 27th of July. That's the only meeting before our next council meeting, so thought I'd bring that up. Okay. Public input. Citizens may speak to issues not on the agenda. Before speaking, please give your name and address for the record, and kindly limit your comments to 3 minutes. Public comments must be respectful, pertinent to city business, and adhere to applicable data privacy rules. The city council will not take action on any issue raised by the public, but may choose to schedule consideration of the item on a future agenda.
Good evening.
3 minutes.
Well, I didn't really have that much to say to begin with, but John, you know well and good that we had a little meeting, you and Neil and I, in the back room here. Wasn't too promising. And I sent you an email that laid out exactly what the problem was. Real calm, real simple. So yeah, I can prove it. When Bill, you were talking about SEMCRA and the budget meeting and the Keller-Bartman project, just a thought came to my head, because a lot of people have been saying that, well, it doesn't fit there, where are the kids going to play, where are they going to ride their bike, blah, blah, blah. What would be wrong with putting it up on a SEMCRA property where you don't have to rezone? And thanks for your time.
Public input, anyone else? Bob?
Robert Moffett, Riverside Terrace. Yeah, I was just wondering if we could get something done about the god-awful stench that's coming from the water treatment plant. It's like methane gas and raw sewage, and it's like every Friday night we can't have our windows open at Riverside Terrace. Wake up and that smell's in the house, and then once it's in the house, you can't air it out. I talked to the city about it, and I made a complaint, and nobody ever got back to me. All I heard was, oh, well, they turn on a fan or something, and that's why we smell it, but I don't think we need to smell that. And it's, I've had complaints from other residents that they can smell it way up at the dairy end. So it's not just a little bit, it's a lot. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else, public input? Public input. Okay, third and final call, public input. Hearing none, I'll close the public input portion of the meeting, and I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Montgomery, a second by Duncan to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.